Hello everyone, my name is Michael Ruiz and I've made my presentation on why students should be developing critical thinking and problem solving skills. To start it off, I'm going to explain what is critical thinking. Critical thinking calls for a persistent effort to examine any belief or supposed form of knowledge in the light of the evidence that supports it and the further conclusions to which it tends to. Next, I'm going to demonstrate the critical thinking process. It begins with informing and describing, and then discover and explore. Next is negotiating and cooperating, also testing and revising, and last but not least, integrating and apply. Step 1. Inform and describe. You begin to clarify what you need to know, what you already know, and what information you have about your issue/topic. Step 2. Discover and explore. You look at your issue/topic more closely, start to be more directed and purposeful in seeking information. Step 3. Negotiate and cooperate. Consider different perspectives. Engage in discussion with others. Step 4. Test and revise. Weigh up the evidence. Test out different ideas and alternatives. And last but not least, Step 5. Integrate and apply. Bring together the various ideas that you have considered in order to consolidate new understandings. Some useful skills that come from critical thinking can be having a more in-depth analysis on future work, improved communication skills, having a more open mind, and expanding on your own creativity. The importance of critical thinking starts with how it can provide you with an intellectual approach to any kind of information you come across. This is a process that plays a fundamental role in making these choices both at the college level as well as in the job market. Before moving on to problem solving, I want to explain the difference between critical thinking and problem solving. Problem solving involves a wide array of techniques and attacks, some of which fall under critical thinking and some which don't. Aspects of critical thinking and problem solving can be different or the same, but both sets of skills are incredibly important for all students to have. Beginning with the problem solving process, you can start out first by defining the problem, and then generating new ideas. Next, evaluating and selecting solutions, and lastly but not least, implementing and evaluating the gathered information. In step 1, defining the problem, you can specify underlying causes, state the problem specifically, identify what standard expectation is violated. In step 2, you specify alternatives consistent with organizational goals, brainstorm on others' ideas, and seek alternatives that may solve the problem. Next, in step 3, evaluate and select solutions. You begin by evaluating all alternatives without bias, evaluate alternatives relative to established goals, and evaluate both proven and possible outcomes. And lastly, in step 4, implement and evaluate. You gather feedback from all affected parties, establish ongoing measures and monitoring, and evaluate long-term results based on final solution. The importance of problem solving starts with how it enables us to analyze problems, identify problem severity, and assesses the impact of alternate solutions. Problem solving skills do not just translate into everyday work life, but also student lives in the classroom. While doing my research and finding sources for my work, I came across an article of a study done on how students being placed into college courses focusing on how to develop problem solving skills were able to create their own understanding of what problem solving skills are and why they are important. And lastly, to end my presentation, I've made some questions to reflect on. The first one starting off with, what are the 5 steps in the critical thinking process? Next, what is the difference between critical thinking and problem solving? And lastly, how can having critical thinking and problem solving skills translate into success?